I'd like to take a moment of your time to talk a little bit about how to create a startup culture at your own university. And so this is addressed at the UDC student body. And hopefully I'll be able to give you a step-by-step process on how to build your own startup community. The first thing is recognizing the fact that everybody has great ideas, and everybody wants to see those ideas realized. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to create a series of events that lend themselves to the exchange of ideas. And so one thing students can do to start building a startup culture in your university is by hosting sort of gateway events so students can share their ideas. The next step after students share their ideas, or at least recognize problems that they want to fix, is to build teams around you. So another event that could follow the pitch to match event is a team building event. So start by sharing your ideas, then next follow up by finding students that can lend their expertise to those ideas, and from that build a team. Once you have your team established, you can take this team through a series of workshops by inviting local experts like journalists and TV crews and other entrepreneurs, scientists and technologists in so that they can talk about their experiences and help take your team forward a few steps. Another great thing to do after you have these teams assembled, you have the problems identified, and you're starting to work on the solutions, is to create a competition around these ideas. Find a theme that somehow fits the flavor of this whole entire movement, and then create milestones within this competition that both move the entire cohort forward, teach new theories for entrepreneurship, but also help to sort and network the teams so that they can find other people to help them, mentors to help them grow. And then the end of that life cycle can be a wonderful event. It can be a gala, and it can be a competition where you have all of these teams that have spent the previous year working hard, meeting people, building their team, going through workshops. They all get the opportunity to present their final product. And I think it's best to do that in front of a panel of experts. So bring administrators in, bring experts in from the local community to really pay attention to what it is that these students that you have built, so that they can then continue to help your business move forward. And then potentially they can actually add their own energy to it, whether that comes in the form of expertise or it comes in the form of funding. And that is the first step to building a really rich startup community at your school. And once you've done that, I think you'll be really surprised at how quickly it'll catch on and be repeated the next year. And then if that does happen, and I'm sure it will, pay attention to the trends within the startup culture, trends within technology, and make sure that you're bringing in new people who are tackling new ideas and working in new fields so that you can keep this student entrepreneurship and innovation competition that you founded live and fresh and relevant. And be sure throughout the whole entire process to document the whole thing so that you can then go back and pay attention to it, and you can then give that to the next crew that comes through, the students that will then follow you and follow your example. So in short, events, mentors, workshops, competitions, and celebrations, a series like that put together over an academic year is the foundation for building a startup community at your school. And then using your resources, reaching out to people like me and other guest speakers that UDC has brought in to help you along the way. So hopefully that's helpful. And I would like to finish by issuing a challenge. If indeed UDC does create a startup competition, and it does actually end up having teams compete in it, my challenge to you is I would love to see in a year's time, 18 months' time, a solid dozen teams coming out of UDC addressing significant local problems. And I would love to be able to come and check those teams out. And so that's my challenge to you. And I wish you the best of luck with it. And again, thank you so much for having me here. Appreciate it.